I've taken IELTS 3 times, and in my first 2 attempts, I couldn't get more than a 7.5 in listening. I was always looking for some secret technique or magic method that would finally get me to a 9.0. Then this summer I took my listening mock test and I even got 6.5. So I was really frustrated. But over the next 3 months, I changed the way I practice and eventually I managed to get the score I wanted. So in this video, I'm going to share 4 things that helped me improve my IELTS listening score without any fluff. The last one is very important, so make sure to watch the video till the end. So the first tip is don't just do more tests. Train your focus and understanding. Doing dozens of practice tests won't make you any better. You need to be able to understand and concentrate for a long period of time. With so much short-form content nowadays, our attention spans have become much shorter. And IELTS listening is almost 30 minutes of continuous concentration, so losing focus for even a few seconds can cost you several answers. That's why I started listening to at least 20-minute British podcasts. Why? First, it's very easy to lose focus in the mid-time without even noticing it. So you need to learn to stay focused for at least half an hour. When you listen to podcasts, try to understand every single sentence. It really worked for me, so you should try it too. Second, listening to the British accent prepares you for the actual exam. Examiners use a mixture of accents, and for me, British was the hardest to understand. So that's why I deliberately chose speakers with this specific accent. Second, analyze your mistakes instead of just doing more tests. Practice is important, but how you practice matters even more. After completing a test, don't just check the answer and move on. Go back to your mistakes. Listen to the recording again. Look at the transcript and figure out why you got each answer wrong. Was it because you didn't understand the word? Or did you lose your focus? Did you not understand the question? Or did you hear the right answer but chose the wrong option? For this, I personally recommend a platform called Innovate. Their tests can be quite difficult, but I actually found that useful. When you practice with harder material, real IELTS can feel more manageable. The third tip, focus on the question type that you most struggle with. Don't spend exactly the same amount of time on every question type. For me, multiple choice and matching questions were the most difficult. So instead of randomly doing listening tests, I deliberately chose those tests that included these specific question types, especially in section 3, as it is the most challenging part. Find your weak points and attack them directly. If you are already good at one question type, let's say gut feeling, you don't need to spend hours practicing what you already know how to do. The last and the most important tip is use the pauses to read ahead. And this was the biggest game changer for me. During the test, when they say you have half a minute to check your answers, immediately move to the next section and read the questions. Don't worry about the answer that you've already written. At the end of the section 4, you'll have a minute, and this is more than enough to check all answers for all the parts. Also, you shouldn't only read the questions, you should be able to read the options, especially for multiple choice questions. I didn't know this during my first 2 attempts. I would spend the pause checking my answers for previous questions and waste my time on that. So that made a huge difference. To score a 9.0, you need to be able to read and understand all the questions. Those 4 changes helped me go from getting constantly stuck around 7.5 to finally achieving a 9.0. In the next video, I will show you how to read the questions and answer multiple choice questions as well as matching questions. So subscribe if you don't want to miss it.